The body of the Tao is a mist beyond your eyes. Tao of no body, and yet within it is all creation. Like a seed in the dark and a dim light, and from it comes everything. Root, stem, leaf, its essence is in everything. Everything is born from this Tao. I say so, and I can prove it. From the beginning of time until now, the Tao is eternal because it is creation. How do I know the Tao is the root of all being? Because I know this. This is a really lovely verse talking about nothingness and creation and a new idea that we haven't really approached yet, which is this idea of creation being the creator. So let's dive in. First couple of lines, talking again, trying to find words to describe something that cannot be described in words, but the attempt here is to use language and metaphor and simile and sort of picturesque phrasing in order to try to get you to contemplate that which you cannot actually see or understand or know. Right? A mist beyond your eyes. No body that is within all creation. A seed in the dark and a dim light, and from it comes everything. Again, an attempt to say, out of this nothingness, which is everything, comes everything. Everything doesn't just come out of nothingness, but everything is in nothingness. Nothing and everything are packaged together as one. Or as I've said it in another way previously, they arise together. Arising together just means they are packaged as one. The front and the back of a coin are packaged as one. We call it a coin. It has a front and a back. They cannot be separated. Everything is born from this Tao. I say so and I can prove it. This is sort of interesting kind of bravado that you get interspersed in various places throughout the Tao. I think there's a level to which there's an attempt to get you past your logical understanding and even your creative and imaginative understanding by making just wild declarations and trying to nudge you out past the edges of your ability to conceive certain things. From the beginning of time until now, the Tao is eternal because it is creation. This is a really fundamental point. That the idea of, I'm just going to use, I'm going to say these words because they are common and not because I necessarily think that they're right, but it's a common question that children or maybe adults even will ask of, if God created everything, what created God? And here's the implicit misunderstanding in that question. God created everything because what we are calling God is creation. So the force, if you want to think of it that way, the force that is creation, the nothingness from which everything is packaged with, or the nothingness from which everything comes, because they are one thing. Nothingness and everything are one. That is a package called creation. And so there is nothing to create it because it is the creation force. It is the creation element. And the dimension, which we call open space or nothingness, is the field or the floor upon which all of the things exist and dance. Those two things come together because something needs nothing to occupy. And so you have to have nothingness to put something into. And you don't have nothingness without something. If you are standing right now 5 feet from your wall, well, there is space between you, but that space only exists between you because there are things to be between and to be around and to encompass. So these things come together, but they, in that package, are the thing called creation. So there is no creating the creator, because the creator is not a creator. The creator is creation. Creation is creation. That's what it is. And these last two lines, I think, are trying to point that out as a final tack in this verse. How do I know that Tao is the root of all being? Because I know this. This is when you get to just the fundamental truth. There is no decoupling of everything because at some level, there is just one. There is one from which all opposites, all duality sprouts. That one is creation. And in the same way, the only way that you can know that the Tao is the root of all this creation, and the Tao and the creation are the same, is to know it. There is no other way around it because there is no opposite to it. That is the one fundamental truth, one fundamental piece of knowledge to have. And so in that way, you are not a person having an understanding of something. You are just pure acknowledgement and understanding and knowing. The same way that there is not a creator who's creating. There is simply creation. And from that single creation comes the vastness of everything, which is coupled with nothing. And from that arises all of our opposites, in which we experience this illusion that we call life.